good morning to all of you. This is another episode of our basic boxing training. I am here at the Elorde Alabang branch, and there you go. And I'm going in. I have the gym all to myself once again. And today we're going to talk about the most basic punch, a punch that is most used, but for some boxers and some of fans, actually, you don't mind it. We take it for granted because we think that it is not, it's not a power punch, and that therefore it has not been able to knock people out. No? And normally, when you watch a boxing match, those who are not so familiar with boxing look at this punch as a, just one of those small punches, but really it's the most used, and it's a punch that can set up the power punch and also be used for defense. It's called the jab, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Now the jab, as I said, is one of the busiest punches, most used punch in the game of boxing, but a lot of people take it for granted. The reason being is that normally it is the less powerful punch compared to a straight or a hook or an uppercut, no? Because normally a jab is thrown from a fixed position. There is no time for you to cop your punch or to step back to throw it or to use your legs to find leverage. You start off from the basic stance as we showed you in the last episode. You're covering yourself up, and the jab is thrown. If I am, for example, right-handed, and the jab is thrown just from this position, so there is no chance for you to move back or throw the power punch. So really it's coming from here, and you just move forward slowly with that punch. So if you are looking at me or my opponent, this is how a jab would look like. Fast motion. But if I slow it down, it really just comes from a very stationary position, and I move it towards you or towards your body or up again or your chest. But if I do it quickly, this is how it looks. That's how a jab looks from if you were my opponent. So what are the ways to manage or to leverage on the jab? So it's first of all to set up your power punch, in this case my right hand. So if I throw a jab, it's followed up by this. So your vision is blurred. If you are hit by the jab, it gets worse. But by the very fundamental reason, I throw the jab and it sets up my right. So it's jab and then the right. So it will look like this if you were my opponent. So it's a fast movement which actually sets up the right hand. Or you can opt to throw a double jab or a triple jab combination before the right hand, or any other punch that you want to throw right behind the jab. So if I throw a double jab or a triple jab, what actually can happen is that I blur your vision, I connect with one of them, and look at me, I will move moving from this side to this side. So basically, I am in offense with a jab, but I am actually defending myself also. So if I throw a triple jab, I'm now on one side and I can throw that right hand straight at you. So the jab is really a setup for a more powerful punch, but in itself, if you are able to throw it correctly and you can use it effectively, you can in fact inflict damage in the scoring areas, not just the face, but also the body, which is the chest part and the abdomen part, if you can throw the jab correctly. And the jab is you can throw the jab at a starting position, but if you're agile enough, you can throw it at a good time and the best time that your opponent won't be able to see it. So as you move with shoulder movements, you can throw the jab as you move back and then throw the right hand following up that right jab. So that's basically is what the jab is all about. But make no mistake about it, the jab's power also comes from the legs. Okay, so the jab's power comes from the legs. So if you look at my boxing stance and assume that I am throwing the jab, this is how it looks. So from a stationary basic stance position, what's going to happen is that I will throw the jab and move forward. So from my hind foot, which is this, the weight of my body moves to the front leg, which is this. So when I throw the jab, it's a small movement, but you see, behind the flick of a jab is the whole body of a boxer. And if you can throw that in succession, for example, so that's how it looks from the feet on the legs, because that's where the power comes from. You can actually inflict damage with several jabs. So let's do that 3-punch combination. So basically, what I'm showing you is power from the hind leg to the front leg, hind leg to the front leg, with a shoulder movement, so that you'll be able to throw the jab correctly.